Special guest tonight at the art show at the library. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show, Brianna Benor,
Correct.
aka the Athena.
That's right.
Thanks to this interview, thank you for this interview. Last year I saw you on the documentary on CBC with Eugene Mendoza, The Dream, which I followed up on an interview with The Dream, Graffiti Art that changed the city.
That's right.
You were on it. That's why you're here today.
I
I
was
got
on it.
you, and
Yeah.
hopefully Dirk's, and then the next one, and that one,
Yeah.
and
Thank you.
hopefully me. Teach me how.
All right. Amazing.
Anyways, graffiti is an organic evolution of people interacting with their environment, a sense of home. Art is a coping mechanism. In the documentary, your favorite thing is paint. Why is bugs in your paint?
I'm very fascinated with snakes. I find them to be very sinister, and they're very kind of prohibited to being kind of like the outcast. Also, too, I like the concept of like little kids playing with bugs, like back in the day, and like like to see how big we are as human beings and how small those bugs are. I wanted to take those bugs on 29 Park and I wanted to enlarge them and make them larger than life.
Oh wow!
I wanted to show the concept to seeing how beautiful the actual transition of evolution is in terms of like who we are as beings on planet Earth. And that's what I do. I love Mother Earth. I love nature. I'm big on that. I love people, and I just love the community and the city of Windsor, and in fact all cultures. So
I love your art.
thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Yeah, I appreciate that. My art loves you.
So thank you.
Yeah.
How do you sketch your image before you begin a work project? Say, there's a wall. I want you to do that wall or that wall, and I say anything. You leave it open canvas. What would you
Well, how it all
or
originated.
you do?
How it all originated from me was I had a little bit of trials and tribulations as a child growing up. I had a little bit of an abusive home. What happened to me was I was kind of barricaded in my room. I wanted to escape reality, so I ended up drawing hockey stickers about this size, and I enlarged them. And I was in my room for hours on end. My mom would come knocking on the door, and she'd come in and she'd say, "Brianna, what are you doing?" And I'd say, "This is what I'm doing. Like I'm drawing," and I could draw forever, and I did such a great job. Then I ended up taking my skills and I ended up applying myself to the University of Windsor. So I went to study for my Bachelor of Fine Arts at the University of Windsor for 4 years. And then they taught me how to enlarge something from yay big to large scale. So say I have a composition, like not a composition, but say I have a reference photo that I can work from. Somebody says, "Can you take that and can you put that on this wall?" I would say no problem. So what I would do is I'd scale up the wall, I'd look it up, and I do kind of like measurements per se, and I would just kind of like wing it in terms of my peripheral vision of how I would see, everything to be. Sometimes you make mistakes. Mistakes are good. They teach you how to learn and to grow. So that's it. You know what I mean? You just kind of go with it. I was educated from a child when I was 9 years old, and I just progressed and moved up along the way. So I would just take a pencil and a pen or a marker, and I would just sketch everything out and go from
As
there.
they say, doodle, right?
Yeah, just doodle away.
Okay. Do you have any walls you can access and paint? Is there some other project coming?
Well, I just did Mi Casitas in the summer, which is located on Wyandotte Street. I did a few other murals with Asaph Moyer and another artist as well. We did another one. I did one in Les Bronx Road. As for any murals that are coming up, it's winter time. It's kind of cold. You can still paint in the winter time, but nothing as of yet. I think there's a mural coming up that they're taking incentive to seeing if I could be that artist to paint a mural in a new cafe that just opened up downtown. Unfortunately, this is all brand new. I don't even know the name of the cafe. It was just brought to me recently, so I'm gonna dabble around with that and check it out.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so I'm really excited. We'll see. Indoor, outdoor, whatever
Who are
you have.
you influenced mostly by? What artist?
What artist? Oh,
For the murals and for painting in general.
it all started with like Miss Van and Dondi, graffiti street artists, Dondi, Miss Van, Faffy, when I was growing up. And then as I got older, I was more accustomed to local artists like Denial, Dirks. There's a couple other artists along the way that I was inspired by, but it was just kind of like dabbling around with social media. So you just kind of look on social media, you take a look, and you kind of get a vibe as to seeing what you like, and you go with it, whatever kind of like is geared to your heart.
One other question, who is Curse that did their graffiti on the Windsor area? It was well known around the Windsor area.
Well, he's actually a friend of mine. I have no problem with him per se. I think he's a really great stand-up guy. I just believe that he was just trying to experiment with the city, and I know that he did some things that were illegal and that weren't really too good and geared towards the city and the community, but he learned from that, and he's kind of like dabbling around with different things, and he had a really cool art show at Fog, which was really awesome, really large scale work, and smaller size as well. I believe he's got a studio space located in the city, and he's working out of the studio right now.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
What do you think about DALL-E 2, a software, how it's run by artificial intelligence that depicts any picture you type in or talk to it? For instance, if you were to say a horse on an astronaut on a horse, what do you think that that's going with AI as far as the hand-free artist? Where do you think that's coming from?
So what happens is you just kind of like say like a name or an object, and
Anything you say, if you download the program, I think it's on your phone, DALL-E 2. If you say an art person at a gallery, and it'll do a bunch of.
I
Where do you think
I
that's
think
going?
anything that in terms of social media and networking and online can either be yay or nay. It could work for you or it doesn't have to work for you. It could be something in terms of social media that will be in the eye of something good for you or something bad. Where there's good, there's bad. Good or bad, it's all good. So you take it with a grain of salt. I think that it could be beneficial for the community. It could be beneficial for the people. If you want to get inspiration, stuff like that. But when it comes down to the backstory of like information about people, we don't know if it's the truth. So I can't really I can't put all my eggs in one basket.
Okay.
Because I don't know too much about it.
Where can people find you on social media?
You can find me at athenadesign.art, or you can go briannabenor.com.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Before we go, describe Athena.
Describe Athena. So my middle name is Athena. I'm Greek. My name is Athena, which is the Greek goddess of wisdom. She's very, very sensitive but domineering, very intelligent. Her intellect is very prominent, very sociable, humble, loving, kind, generous. Loves color, as you can see, but loves a good challenge, and really appreciates people and the human eye.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
That is beautiful portrait of you.
Thank you.
What's the skull though?
Well, I about 5 years ago, I suffered with mental illness. So I had, when the inflation rate went up, everything kind of went a little sky high. So I had anxiety and depression.
We all.
Yeah, because of that, it really took its toll on me. I lost a few good things that were in my life.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've learned from it, and I could be a good advocate for people that suffer with mental illness. And so what happens is like skeletons in the closet, and like look into the darkness, and seek within, and you shall find. So that's what that was, and I actually have that on my my arm
beautiful.
right here. Yeah.
So you sketched that out, and the tattoo artist put that on there.
Yeah, Aaron
Or you
James.
did yourself?
Aaron James. No,
Aaron
Aaron
James.
James did it. Yeah,
Yes.
he's a great artist, phenomenal artist. He did a great job on my arm. I can't wait to get my snake tattoo on this one. I'm just.
What's your next tattoo?
The snake tattoo.
Snake tattoo?
Yeah. So
What?
like snake is
Athena's
like.
snake tattoo?
Well,
or-
yeah, representation of fertility, sexuality,
Oh wow.
rebirth.
What colors?
I'm gonna let him go with it. Like he's got this really cool.
So he's the artist.
He's gonna be the artist. I'm giving it all to him. I'm letting him design it. So yeah, he's gonna go like neon, all kinds of really wild colors, and like I'm just really excited to see what he's got in store.
Me too.
Yeah.
Hope to have you on the next time.
Yeah, thank you so much.
We'll do an art show or something.
That would be amazing.
I would
Yeah.
love to have you on again.
Right on.
And the rest of them, we'll get back,
Yeah.
maybe do a Zoom call.
It would be amazing.
With all of them. I'd like to do
I
that.
would love that.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
You will.
You see art being more censored where you say, oh, you can't paint that, it's going to hurt somebody's feelings. But back in the day, art was more open to express, but now the expression of art is more limited.
I don't think it's limited. I think people have really crossed, like I said, the threshold. Like they've already tampered around with it. They've already manipulated time and space and trying to say like no. You know, like you might say no and things, you want everything to be the way it is, but we're gonna show you something different. So people like to think outside the box and try to create something new. You know what I mean? So I feel like you're not restricted. There's no boundaries. The only thing that's giving you boundaries per se is yourself. You know what I mean? Like restrictions. You know, there's policies and codes of conduct and things like that in which you should be representing in terms of like yourself in terms of a professional way. But when it comes down to art is everything.
Do you ever meet any artists that break the rules and go against that?
All the time.
And
yeah.
And then they use that as expression of art to explain that's what they're trying to express.
Like life is tough, life is hard. Like we're all struggling, we're all having major issues in our life. Like you can't think that it's all peachy keen and it's gonna be rainbows and sunshine, because it's not. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna wake up one day and you're gonna have a bad day, and that's just life. But what are you gonna do with that bad day? How are you going to take what you have that's tangible, and how are you gonna take that substance and make it a reality? What are you gonna do to co-create today? You know what I mean? And that's what I am, a co-creator. I'm an artist. I like to do things with my hands, and I like to be accustomed for and accountable for my actions. So, you know, I hope to God everybody else wants to do something like that too, you know, because it makes you feel good about yourself, and then somebody else might feel good about themselves because of it.
Do you consider the artists that are anti-government, painting stuff like anti-politics, do you consider them artists as well, or do you think they're just craving attention?
Oh yeah, like the people that are coming in for the oil and the gasoline, they go into museums where there's museums that are worth like millions and trillions of dollars, and they take like oil and they just like toss it on the canvases, and they're like, here you go. And then all of a sudden everybody comes rushing in, and all the security and everything like that, and it's like, well, what did you just do? And they're saying, well, look what you're doing. You're causing havoc on the world. Look at the wars that you're creating. You know what I mean? Then look at this piece of art that is like hanging in this gallery, and look how much money it's worth. But then look at what's being put out there in the public, in the world today. You know, so it's very, very sad. It's very heartfelt. You know, but that's just life.
No,
in a nutshell.
What I was trying to ask was like, there's different artists that paint different kind of stuff, like with their brushes and art stuff about the government and how bad it is and everything.
Oh, like
that's what
more that?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Okay, in terms of that, like, everybody's gonna have something to say about somebody, you know what I mean? Politics, you know, and it's always hearsay, and it's like there's people that are advocates, good advocates for the public, and they wanna try to like suppress you, you know what I mean? And they wanna suppress you, and they wanna take you and take advantage of you and hold you back from your potential, your true potential. So yeah, there's gonna be people out there that are gonna say, well, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're gonna say, no, to hell with you. Pardon me for doing that, but they're gonna do that, and they're gonna speak about how they feel inside. And we do have feelings, and we do have a voice, and we have a right to speak about how we feel as a human race.
Right. Yeah, because I've seen some things about Trudeau, and they make fun of him like and all that.
Yeah.
And blackface and all that.
Yeah, and you know, it suits yourself. You know what I mean? If it walks like a duck, it talks like a duck, it's a duck. You know what I mean?
You painted Mandela, who's a symbol of anti-apartheid, and yet Israel is allowed to be somehow a magically exempt apartheid state with the Jews and the Israelis, and how do you feel about that?
Well, politics is very a sensitive topic for me. I'm about justice, and I'm about weighing the odds and the ends, and I like to cross my T's and dot my I's. So when it comes down to that, it's a very touchy subject. I look at the good within everyone. I take something that's wholesome and something that's true, like the grain of everything that's good, and I look into it, right? But then when it comes down to like the odds and the ends and the way things are, you know, washed out, everything comes out in the wash. You know what I mean? So I don't like to dabble around too much with it. You know what I mean? Like when I come to terms with somebody that's an iconic figure, I see the good in which they do with the public and with the people. I don't really get into the politics of it too much.
Even Trudeau?
Well, Trudeau, you know, like, the thing is like, to each their own, right?
Right.
And
You
she
know?
painted Johnny Depp too. So obviously, forget about Team Amber Heard. She's Johnny Depp, right?
Yeah. Well, you know what? Like, I watched 21
It all
Jump
came
Street.
out in the wash.
I watched 21 Jump Street from a young girl at a time where, you know, even like Kurt Cobain, there's so many people that have changed my way of life. And they have helped me, like Smashing Pumpkins, Billy Corgan. There's so many people that have changed my way of life from when I was a young girl growing up. And they've done something to me and made an impact in my life. And I'll never look down on them, even if they've grown to being an asshole or a prick or, you know, a bad guy, sorry, per se.
Or got killed like Nirvana, Kurt Cobain.
Yeah.
That was a conspiracy. You into conspiracies at all?
I love them all, yeah. Yeah, I love them all. You know what I mean? Like I like to dabble around with all that stuff, the sinister, the occult, the esoteric. You know, I like to look into all those things. Why not? You know, I like to educate myself as best as I can.
Keep an open mind.
What's
Keep
your
an open mind.
what's your newest art piece you're working on?
I'm working on Eddie Vedder from Pro Jam. So so right on, yeah. It's actually a gift for somebody very dear to my heart, and they don't know. So I don't know. And I'm
No
not
one
putting the
does.
name out there. Because I don't
No
know
one
when this is
knows.
going to be aired.
So why all musicians and all that, like in 70s?
Musicians, because music has changed my life, saved my life. Music has saved my life in times of need, in times of crisis. When I was feeling really low on myself as a human being, and I just felt like the whole world was crumbling down on me. You know what I mean? Like I wake up every day and I gotta turn on the tunes, you know? AM, FM station, I have a record player, I love vinyl. I'm big into vinyl. Discogs, really cool app online that they got going on. You can add up all your vinyl collection on there. I'm thrilled. Like without music, I don't know where I'd be.
And you have any art shows coming up?
There's going to be one called the DMT Awakening that's going to be coming up in March. I don't have the date just as of yet, but that's going to be a really good one coming up. I have a couple teachings that I'm going to be doing, cut and paste mixed media class with Jill Thompson from Art Attack, Asaph Moyer. So I got a couple good things on the go. I can't say that I had it right off the get-go, right from the bat, but what I can tell you is it was a part of my heart. It was home to me. And right then and there, right when I did my first wall, I knew that I had the gift to excel and evolve and create, and that's what I did.
Have you seen Exit Through the Gift Shop?
I have seen it. I looked at a few things about it, and I was kind of like intrigued. I was very intrigued.
Banksy?
Yeah, Banksy's really awesome. He's really cool. These guys have tampered around with our mindsets and like, you know, they crossed over the threshold of reality in terms of, you know, the things that we're accustomed to and propaganda, anything to do with, you know, like just anything in the public eye. Yeah, they're really cool.
Okay, I just got a question. If he clicks, well, you edit the recording, is that hard to edit out?
I'm not worried about it. I think
Okay. All right.
it's a cult of celebrity and all that kind
All right,
of
okay.
interesting stuff. Plus, we could even inject his photos into it too.
All right.
Yeah.
So what did you take at University of Windsor? What kind of art did you take?
I did my Bachelor of Fine Arts, so my BFA. So I did anything to do with like painting, charcoal, acrylics, oil. I did film, digital media, photography, spray painting. Thank you for having me. All right, so you'd like to know about this piece. This piece originated from an exhibition show called Asylum. It's an exotic art show that was held at Villains, downtown Windsor. The reason why I chose this position is because it's a position well liked by myself. It's something that I took to my heart, and I represent something in terms of sexuality that I felt the connection with a man and a woman, or same sex, doesn't matter. What I came to find was that it's the prominent. All right, so this is a huge influential man, Nelson Mandela, very dear to my heart. He took the world by storm when he portrayed his love and his heart to the community, to the people, to the world, nationwide. And he started at a young age. This was actually a commission from two people that were dear to my heart, and they wanted to have this in their yoga studio. So that's what I did. I created a Nelson Mandela here with geometric shapes, something that I'm very fond of and known to do. Yeah, so I just wanted him to be in the likeness of all mankind, to being happy and to showing that grace.
Anytime you're ready.
All right, so this one right here is very dear to my heart. It started when I went to the dark night of the soul. I ended up going through a state of depression, anxiety in my life. I had to come to terms with the darkness within and to find out what things were bothering me and coping methods. And so what I did was, you seek and you shall find. You go into the darkness, skeletons in the closet, just kind of seeing things eye to eye. You know what I mean? Like looking at them straight up. So that's what I did. I was geared towards that. I was so fond of it that I got a tattoo on my arm of it as well. It was a time in my life about 5 years ago where I suffered from mental health. I'm very honored to be experienced with that in my life because it's made me a lot stronger today, and I would love to be an advocate to talk about it to other people that are suffering. So this is a huge piece for me. It's aerosol and acrylic on canvas.
Beautiful. And the final. Forget it not. Me not.
Yeah, forget
Sorry.
me not. So forget me not. So this is like a kind of like a knockoff in terms of like relationships. Like this is Marilyn Manson. This is him putting a gun to his head. It's really iconic in a sense. It's kind of like Comic-Con. Like the dark, like villains and heroes, the dark, sinister world. So he's putting the gun to his head, forget me not. He's talking in terms of his relationship with his girlfriend. He's had about enough, but he can't get her off of his mind. And right down here it says Brianna Athena Benor, which comes out as a wrecking ball.
Oh.
On the other side, see how you got the ball coming in?
Yeah.
So he's kind of like exuberating mental stress, agony, anxiety, stuff like that. But in the same breath, he's like, forget me not. Like, he doesn't want you, but in the sense he's drawn to you. So Marilyn Manson's a very dark, sinister character. He's a really prominent musician in the human eye. Alternative rock for sure. Yeah, so he's really cool.
Shock rock.
Yeah, shock rock. Yeah,
it's like some of your paintings. It's shock rock.
Yeah, they'll take you for a spin.
Yes. Thanks again for having you and displaying your beautiful art.
Oh, thank you.
That changed the city.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
And I'd love to see you more and have you back.
Oh, I appreciate that so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.